What's up, everybody? So 2015 Hyundai Sonata Sport. It's got the 2.4 liter engine, no turbo, and I'm going to change the front pads on this vehicle, and I want to show you how to do it. It shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes per side if you're just doing the pads, and if you're doing the rotors, add another 10 minutes. I'm going to just change the pads, and I'll show you what you need. You need a 14mm wrench to break the bolts on the caliper, and if you were to be changing the rotor and to release the bracket, you need an 18mm wrench / socket, and then of course just a Phillips screwdriver to remove the 2 screws that are holding the rotor onto the wheel bearing. And just like that, it is off. Just unscrew these like this, and the caliper is released. There you go. Now again, to remove this caliper, or to remove the caliper bracket, it's 2 bolts on the back side that are 18mm. And then of course, there's 2 Phillips screwdrivers on the rotor itself, 1 and 2 that hold the rotor in place. These pads aren't too bad. The pads on the passenger side are probably a little bit further worn down than the driver's side, so keep that in mind. Here are the new pads. You can see there's a lot more beef to those. And on this vehicle, the wear sensor, or the wear tip, goes on the inside, so make sure you do that with the new pads. The other way you can tell if your rotors are in decent shape is by looking at the surface. If there's grooves in the rotor, then obviously the rotors are kind of worn out. In this situation, the rotor still has a smooth surface, allowing it to still disperse the heat properly. Next thing you want to do is take your C-clamp, collapse the rotor. Just like that, the brakes are done, and I'm now going to do the passenger side. Once you get the vehicle back on all fours and the brakes are new, make sure you push the pedal all the way to the floor, fully release, and push it until you have full pressure on the pedal. Fluid levels are usually right in front of where you sit in the driver's seat. So right here, you can see that we are full. Alright, after changing the brakes and you pump them up, take it for a nice little test ride. Make sure the brakes feel nice, and in this case they do, and they're working. It's not spongy or anything like that. If they do, make sure you bleed the brakes. Cool. And that's that. If you like what I'm doing, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and share it for your friends. Thank you, and I'll see you next video.